Hello, welcome to Objective 5.3 in the CompTIA IT Fundamentals. This lesson covers interfacing with databases. This objective covers how we interface with databases. We will go over creating a table, adding records, adding users, and making a copy of the database. These are the topics we will cover in this lesson. First up, relational methods. Every database comes with software that allows you to make changes to the data. A special kind of programming language is used to interact with the database. This programming language is called SQL, Structured Query Language. Common SQL commands include select, which allows you to retrieve data from a table, insert, which allows you to add a new row in a table, delete, which lets you delete a record from the table, create, which lets you create a table, and alter, which allows you to add, remove, or change columns. Data manipulation. This involves performing operations on data within the database. The four main data manipulation operations are select, insert, delete, and update. Select. This operation retrieves data from one or more tables based on specific criteria. Here you see some SQL commands for selecting employee ID and name. Insert. This operation adds new rows of data into a table. So using insert, I added Zoe Allen to this customer table. Delete. This operation removes existing rows of data from a table based on specific criteria. So using delete, I deleted Jack Johnson and David Chang from the customer table. Update. This operation modifies existing data in a table. So using update, I changed the last purchase for Zoe Allen from 7/15/2001 to 4/12/2022. Data definition. This involves defining the structure of the database. The four main data definition operations are create, alter, drop, and permissions. Create. There are two of these. Create database adds a new database, and create table adds a new table. So using create table, I created the customer table. Alter. This operation modifies the structure of existing database objects. You can alter a table, which lets you add, remove, and modify columns, or you can alter a database, which lets you modify database properties. So, using alter table, I added a new column to the customer table. This column contains phone numbers. Drop. This operation deletes existing database objects. It permanently deletes the specified object. This requires caution as it irreversibly eliminates the data and structure associated with the object. So you would use drop table to permanently delete the table, or drop database to permanently delete a database. Permissions. This involves managing access control for the database. Permissions specify who can perform certain operations, view, edit, delete, on which database objects. The database owner can define permissions and privileges for users. SQL commands include grant and deny. The owner can also be changed. Database access methods. Database access methods refer to the ways in which users or applications interact with the database system to retrieve, manipulate, and manage data. These methods all convert to SQL commands behind the scenes. First up, direct manual access. Users directly interact with the database system by typing SQL commands into a command line interface. You also have programmatic access. This is where users use another programming language to access the database. Most programming languages can be used to control databases. These include Java, C Sharp, Python, and JavaScript. An API is an application programming interface. This allows two software languages to communicate with each other. There is an API for each programming language. User interface or utility access. Users interact with the database system through graphical user interfaces, GUIs, or utility programs. So a GUI is point and click. A GUI is more user friendly than a command line interface where you have to remember all of the SQL commands. And so most of the modern databases come with these GUIs that allow you to alter or search or edit your database using point and click. You don't have to remember all the commands. And there are also utility programs. A utility program is something like Google Forms, which uses a database to store data, but does not require the user to manage the database. So if you were to use Google Forms, you would fill out the form, and all of your data, all of your information would be automatically stored in a database, but you would never have to do any of the work. It all happens automatically. There are also query and report builders. This is software which uses a GUI to interact with the database. No SQL commands. Users can perform database queries and generate reports. And then the last topic is export and import. Export import refers to the process of transferring data into or out of a database. Dump. This involves exporting the entire database into a single file. Dumps are used when moving the database to a different location or when switching to a new software. Backup. This involves creating a copy of the entire database at a specific point in time. Backups are done for the purpose of restoring the database in case of data loss or corruption. Backups usually occur on a regular basis. And this completes all topics for this objective. I will see you in the next lesson.